Welcome to another session of Ankit. I'm working with Ankit Jain. So this is me, Ankit Jain. So I'm a technical architect with MNC. I'm ATS certified. I'm active in Salesforce events. This is my LinkedIn URL. So to be updated on the future sessions, you can either connect with me on LinkedIn or you can join the WhatsApp group. And if you want to have one-time session with me, you can book it on Talkmate. So today we'll be covering the basics of Git. So this is the agenda. I have like introduction to version control. What is Git? Key concepts, basic commands, and then the demo. So first of all, why version control? Why do we need that? Version control we need because what happens like accidentally make multiple people work on the same thing and by chance one person overrides the other. So we should have a safe version where we can roll back to if needed. So multiple people work on multiple lines of code. So to get a combined version, we need this version control. So for that, there is a separate file system around that. So what the Git is actually a version control system that helps us do those things. So Git is actually like you get your own local copy. You can means it's dependent, not dependent upon the online. Like you can do have it on your local machine as well. You can create multiple branches on Git, and you have like the security is maintained because of the username password. So it's like very good in terms of like having whenever the situation is like multiple people works on the same item, then it's good to use that. So so that's why in such situation we go with Git. So there are key terminologies that I want to talk about. Repository. Repository is actually a directory where we have all the things. Like suppose there's a directory like a repository that I have created on the GitHub. This is the sample repository that is created. Like this is my own. So it's like under this repository. Yeah. So under this, there are multiple branches like registry 1, registry 2, and this is the main branch. So this place where we have the entire stuff, it's called as repository. A directory which contains all the files and folders of the project. Commit, like whatever is the current version, like state that is there in that we call it as a commit. Under one commit, we can have multiple profiles that can be committed into one branch. So branch is actually like a separate version of the repository where we work actually. Like suppose I have to work with a particular user story, so I will create a feature branch of that user story, which should be a copy of the parent branch. Like for example, I am like working on the main branch. So I want will what I will do is I will create a new branch and in that I will keep the parent as the main branch and then work on that. So whatever changes I will be making it will be the feature branch and it will not disturb whatever is there in the main branch. For that purpose, we use that merge. Actually, merging the code is actually like we are merging like from one user story to like into our main integration branch. So it's like merging the changes. Any questions so far?
No, no.
Okay. The next thing that we'll go over is around the basic commands. Suppose I have to initialize a repository in a current directory, I can use git init. Git add means adding multiple files to like that. I have to stage it. Git commit hyphen m to say like what's the command message we want to like committing we want to basically give a descriptive message like suppose like this functionality is developed so we mention like this contains changes related to these functionality. Git status means what if any changes have been made to the current files whatever is there and git push like pushing that to the remote repository. Now we'll go over the demo. So what I will do is like I will work with commands mostly like the I will create a separate folder first here. Suppose I want to initialize the repo here. Like I want like here, I should be creating a Git repository. So what I do is I open PowerShell here, and then what I will do is I will pick a Git again. Okay. I see an empty Git item here. Okay. Now, like just for demonstration purpose, what I do is I open this entire repository, Git sample in the VS Code, so that people like our audience are familiarized with like how it actually like, because VS Code everybody is familiar, right? Like we make changes mostly in the VS Code only on the files. So now nothing else is there inside this. So what I do is like I create a new file, say sample.css. Okay. Now, and what I do is like I close left. That's it. It's just a sample demonstration I'm giving, like this is a file. Now what happens is like, now I have created this is a new file, right? So Git does not know like whether it has to track this file or not. So what Git, when I click on Git status, means when I enter Git status, it will tell me like this is an untracked file. See, untracked files, and then this is like the file that I have just created. Any questions so far? Because this is very important.
No, it's
Now what I do is I tell Git like, yes, I want to track this file. So what I do is I click on Git add, and then now I will enter Git status. Now notice the change in the message. Changes to be committed means Git knows like it has to track, means I've told Git like, yes, boss, I want to track this file. It tells me like you have added this file, it's good, but it's not committed. Like you have not safeguarded this file. So what I need to do now is like I will have to use Git add and then add that file. Now, if I write Git status, it's mentioning like it is yet to be committed. Now, what I do is write Git commit -m to tell it like what's the message, like created sample.css. One file is added. Under that, 3 lines are added therein. Div start, float, and this one. What I have to do is like now these changes are done. Now I push these changes. There's an error. I knew it because it doesn't know what is remote name. I knew like the error would come because this is like a normal syntax that is therein, and I didn't recollect that. So that's why I thought like let the error come in. I'm telling it like nothing else is there, so I have to push it to master, and then it will give you another message like what is the Git credentials. It is not going to be able to repository. Now, what I need to do is because it is not actually a repository, so what I do is I tell it like I will create a new repository under that. Then call this repository name as demo repository here. Ideally, what I should do is like first we clone this whatever branch that repository we have done it, we clone that into a local. So for that, what we do is like under this, we have this git clone. Okay, I'm doing everything with code with CMD now. Here I would open the command prompt. And again, it would not directly execute, it would be an error message that would be coming in. And I want you to see that error message actually. It okay, it already took like my credentials and the credentials. Now what happens is like here the demo repo is created. See, is the repository that we already created. Now if I have to create a new branch inside that, what I can do is like I can in the command prompt I can check out -b and branch name. So I can create a master branch. It doesn't show. So get it because Git is not initialized. No, sorry. Okay, no, sorry, my bad. I have to do cd. Yeah. Now I'm inside the master branch. Now what I can do is like I can create a new file here. Okay. Now if I go in here, git status, it's untried. Now I do git add, git commit, git push. It's pushed. If I refresh here, see here the file is there, sample.txt. Now if I want, I can switch to another main branch as well. -b means create a new branch, otherwise. Now if I go, see, earlier this file was there, right? If you notice, earlier this apple.txt was there, no, that we had created. Please acknowledge. Nobody is able to follow or what?
I'm audible.
Sorry, Englishman. See, earlier this file, if I had check out to the main branch does not have the sample.txt. So it got removed from my local. And at the moment I switch it back to main my master branch, it has the file. Now what I can do is like I can like since I am working on the master branch, I create a pull request. Whatever is in the master, I have to push it to my main branch. So I just create a title of the pull request and I click on create pull request. It will show me like what changes are like whether it can merge or not. It sees like yes, it has no conflict, so I can merge it. So I just click on confirm merge. Now the changes are merged. Now in the main branch as well, if I switch, then as well, like I don't see it still. My remote branch it is there, and it's not coming in the local branch. So what I have to do is I have to click on get pull. Until we pull the changes, it won't be reflected in your local. So always pull it. See, the file is visible. Earlier it was not visible because I have not taken the pull. What I'm saying is making some sense.
Yeah. Yes.
So this is like the very basic commands we went through. The same thing like what we're doing with here, the same thing can also be done by GitHub desktop as well. So I am showing the like I have already installed it, GitHub desktop. You need to understand like how it actually works. Now what I have to do is like I have to change like what is the like with my account it has to be uh, registered like 1 minute. Current repository is this. I can in the existing repository I can either create a new repository or new repository here as well. I'm stretching that as well. Git ignore nothing. I want to ignore license. It would be MIT license. Simple. GitHub, this one is like a more UI kind of it. So nothing you have to do. You can publish this repository. In the backend, these commands, whatever we had done it, the same would be there. Like if I refresh here, like in the repository, I would see like another repository being created. See, sample repo with GitHub desktop. Whatever we had entered in here. And here I can create a new branch. You call it release 21. So what I can do is like to create the local changes. So what I can do is like instead of me searching where it is, it will I get an option like where these changes are there. So I can just create a new file and I've just created a normal file and here I see like this is this is not added in. So that's why it's showing like it's a new file. So do you want to add it or commit it or not? So here I can just put in sample. This is like the description and this is like your actual commit message. And I'm saying like committed to this. Now I can, I mean, it's just in my local. If I refresh in here, I won't show me able to see anything. This would changes would be just in my local branch. See, now I will what I will do I will publish it. If I publish it, then only it would be pushed to the GitHub. See, pushes are there and now it would show me the changes preview. See the files that are showing. One file is there, empty file that has come up. So like this, like everything we are able to do what through commands, the same thing we are able to do through our desktop as well. Desktop it's a bit easy because we don't have to recollect the syntaxes. Yeah, like if I have like the branch, like I can go switch between the various branches from here itself. So this is just a basic introduction around Git so that we all know like basic how the things work. In normal scenarios, what you would do is like you will have the entire code base of your VS Code. Like you would have created a normal project. And then you would have the entire code base and then you would create and you would just modify these files in here. Also, there is an extension that is available around Git. Here as well, you would be able to see the changes. But before all these extensions, you should understand like the basics. So we covered the basic so that we know like how the things are happening in.